Lewis Hamilton's experience at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix was expected to mark a step forward, a weekend focused on refinement, small improvements, and narrowing the performance gap between him and Charles Leclerc. But what was meant to be progress quickly turned into a harsh reminder of the challenges he's still facing with his new team. Instead of inching closer to where he needs to be, Hamilton left the track with more questions than answers. And now, Ferrari's team principal, Frédéric Vasseur, has come forward with a brutally honest assessment of the situation, one that sheds light on a bigger problem than just a rough Saturday. According to Vasseur, this isn't simply about one disappointing session or an unfortunate day at the office. It's a deeper problem, one that raises eyebrows about the overall direction this high-profile collaboration might be heading in. His words didn't soften the blow, and the reality is beginning to settle in. Hamilton is struggling to feel at home inside the Ferrari. This isn't about the wrong setup or bad luck with weather or traffic. The issue appears far more fundamental. There's a disconnect between the driver and the machine. And what's more concerning? Hamilton himself isn't hiding from this truth. In fact, he confirmed the very thing fans were starting to suspect. Whatever lessons he thought he'd taken from the Bahrain race, they disappeared almost instantly once the Saudi weekend began. So, what exactly did Vasseur say? What did Hamilton reveal? And what could all this mean for Ferrari's hopes this season? We'll break all that down, but first, let's examine how the numbers back up this difficult story. Because sometimes, the data paints the clearest picture of all. Let's look at what happened on the stopwatch, because the lap times told a story of their own. During Friday's second practice session, Hamilton could manage no better than 13th place. And when asked about his expectations for Saturday, he gave a brutally honest answer, admitting that weekends usually get tougher for him as they go on. That single comment hit harder than many expected. Come Saturday, Hamilton did manage to squeeze into the final round of qualifying, but even that couldn't change the bigger picture. He qualified 7th, nearly 7/10 of a second off Leclerc's time. Leclerc, who placed his Ferrari in 4th, clearly had more comfort and control with the car. For someone like Hamilton, a name that comes with championship levels, expectations, this kind of gap is far from ideal. But the numbers only tell part of the story. What's being said behind closed doors, or even over team radio, often reveals more. During the final practice, Hamilton asked for a time check. The answer? He was already trailing by 0.7 seconds, and that was just in the opening sector of the lap. His response? One word: damn. It wasn't dramatic, but it said plenty. The kind of quiet frustration that only a seasoned competitor could express, in a single syllable. Later in the same session, he added something even more telling. I simply have no grip, man. I don't know what to do. And that wasn't just heat-of-the-moment emotion. It reflected a struggle that's been ongoing since the first race of the year. A fight to adapt, to adjust, to find some sort of rhythm with a car that just won't respond. The adjustments have been constant. From engine braking to suspension. Tweaks. Hamilton's been working through every possible setup change to bring the car closer to his comfort zone. But the progress just hasn't stuck. Vasseur confirmed it openly, saying Hamilton isn't connecting with the car at all. And that echoed Hamilton's own words after qualifying. Hamilton's post-qualifying comments didn't leave much room for interpretation. He said what many were already thinking. The gains he believed he had made in Bahrain no longer seemed to exist. It's just me, he admitted. I'm not feeling connected with the car. That level of honesty, especially coming from someone with 7 world titles, stood out. Not just as a technical note, but as a clear sign of how far things still have to go. He explained that after the previous race, he felt encouraged. There was a belief that something had clicked, that momentum was building. But in Saudi Arabia, all that optimism vanished. He hoped to carry over the improvements and build further. Instead, he found himself back at the beginning, unsure of what went wrong. "Back to square one," he said, a statement that carried more weight than a disappointing grid position ever could. This isn't just about car setup or lap time anymore. It's about something much harder to measure: confidence. Hamilton is a driver who thrives on rhythm, on understanding the car so well that it feels like a natural extension of himself. Right now, that feeling is missing. The Ferrari feels unfamiliar, unpredictable, and unreliable. Not what any driver wants, let alone someone of Hamilton's stature. Vasseur's comments suggested the team understands the severity of the issue. The challenge isn't only about tweaking the balance or managing tire wear. It goes deeper. There's a philosophical mismatch between how this car behaves and what Hamilton needs from it. If a driver with his track record can't extract performance from it, that raises serious concerns for Ferrari's overall direction this season. And it's not just Hamilton facing issues. Even Charles Leclerc, who's had more time to adjust to this car, isn't entirely at ease. During the third practice session, he radioed in with a clear message to the team. "I think this is the car's limit. I can't go faster in the corners. It's sliding on all four tires." That's not something you expect from a driver who usually pushes right up to the edge. It shows that this isn't about one individual. The problems lie deeper. But despite Leclerc's challenges, all eyes remain firmly on Hamilton. That's the reality of being the headline signing. He's not just any driver in red. He's the newest face of the team, the veteran expected to turn potential into podiums. And because of that, every session, every lap, every word is analyzed more closely. He's under a spotlight few others in the sport can relate to. The expectations are sky high, and so far the results haven't matched. Starting from 7th on Sunday might not sound catastrophic, but for Hamilton, it's far from comfortable territory. In previous seasons, seeing him start there might have signaled a classic comeback, a charge through the field with masterful tire strategy and precision overtakes. But this time, there's a different feeling. Confidence seems distant. Every stint looks like a struggle. Each lap feels like a test. The machinery is capable, no doubt, but the harmony between driver and car just isn't there, and Hamilton knows it. That's why this moment feels more significant than just another race weekend, because it's no longer only about performance. It's about identity, comfort, and connection. What's unfolding now goes beyond lap times or finishing positions. It's about the emotional toll of trying to make something work when nothing seems to click. Hamilton, a driver known for his precise feel and instinctive driving style, is currently operating without that vital connection. And when that bond between driver and car breaks down, it's not just the lap time that suffers. It's the confidence, the trust, the belief in what's possible. This isn't the kind of challenge Hamilton is unfamiliar with. Over the years, he's faced pressure, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But the difference this time is the unfamiliar environment. New team, new tools, new systems, and a car that, so far, refuses to respond to his inputs the way he needs. That can wear down even the strongest competitors. Ferrari, under Frédéric Vasseur's leadership, now finds itself at a crossroads. The team knows it has an issue that goes deeper than just one bad weekend. It's not simply about missing pole or failing to reach the podium. The bigger concern is that the foundation of their technical philosophy may not suit their new star driver. And that's a massive red flag for a team with title ambitions. If Hamilton can't unlock speed from this car, what does that say about the machine itself? Because when someone with his experience and skill can't make it work, it raises serious questions about design direction and car philosophy. Leclerc's own complaints only confirm that this isn't a personal issue. It's structural. And, yet, despite it all, Hamilton keeps pushing. He's not giving up. He's trying different things, adjusting his approach, holding on to hope. But even the most determined drivers have a breaking point, a moment when frustration overtakes optimism. Right now, that line feels closer than ever. Looking ahead, the road for Hamilton and Ferrari remains uncertain, but it's far from hopeless. Starting from 7th place on race day doesn't guarantee success, yet history has shown us that Hamilton can overcome tough situations. The question now is whether the team can find a way to bridge this growing gap before the season slips away. Ferrari's leadership faces immense pressure to make the right calls, from development strategies to engineering decisions and how they support their driver. This isn't just about tweaking parts or chasing lap times anymore. It's about defining what Ferrari wants to be in this era, and if they can adapt fast enough to keep their star driver engaged and competitive. Meanwhile, rival teams are watching closely. If Ferrari struggles to find answers, others like McLaren, Aston Martin, and Mercedes may seize the opportunity to rise. The championship battle could shift dramatically, changing the sport's landscape in ways few expected at the start of the season. For Hamilton, this is more than just a performance test. It's a challenge to his legacy, his resilience, and his ability to adapt to a new chapter in his career. His honest admission about not feeling connected to the car is a rare moment of vulnerability, a reminder that even the greatest face hurdles. So what comes next for Hamilton and Ferrari? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: this partnership is far from a fairy tale. It's a tough, demanding fight, and the upcoming races might hold the most intense battles yet. Thanks for following this detailed breakdown. If you found it useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. And don't forget to check out our second channel in the description for extra Formula One content you won't want to miss. The story between Hamilton and Ferrari isn't finished, it's just getting started.